In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, a powerful opening to a timeless story. The book of Genesis starts not with humanity, but with God's voice echoing through the void. Light is born from darkness, sky from sea, land from water, and stars are set in place. Each day brings divine order to chaos, showing God's intentional design in all creation. From plants to animals, every living thing takes shape under His command. And finally, humankind, made in God's image, is formed from dust and breath. Genesis reveals a God who is not distant, but deeply involved in His creation. He blesses the seventh day, setting a rhythm of rest and reflection for all life. It's not just about how the world began, but why, with love, purpose, and relationship. The world is called good and humanity very good. Perfect harmony is established. But paradise, as we'll see, is fragile when free will enters the story. Genesis opens the Bible not just with facts, but with deep truths about God and us. The fall and human struggle. In Eden, man and woman live in perfect unity with each other and with God. But temptation slithers into the garden in the form of a cunning serpent. Eve and Adam eat from the forbidden tree, seeking wisdom on their own terms. That bite breaks more than a rule. It breaks trust, bringing shame and separation. They hide from God, the one who lovingly walked with them in the cool of day. Sin enters the world not as a mistake, but as a rebellion against divine order. The ground is cursed, pain enters childbirth, and the couple is exiled from Eden. This fall is not just a moment, it's a mirror of our daily human choices. Genesis doesn't shy away from the consequences of sin, it shows their ripple effect. Cain kills Abel, jealousy overtakes love, and generations spiral into corruption. But even here, God doesn't abandon. He marks Cain, preserving life. The story of Genesis is both tragedy and hope. Sin may grow, but grace remains. Abraham and the promise. From a man named Abram, God births a nation in a new chapter of blessing. Go, God says, to a land I will show you, a call of faith into the unknown. Abraham believes, and through his trust, a covenant is born that spans generations. He is promised descendants as numerous as the stars and a land of his own. Even in old age, he and Sarah receive Isaac, the child of promise. Genesis highlights Abraham's faith, but also his failures. He lies, doubts, and fears. Yet God remains faithful, proving His promises are not based on our perfection. Through Abraham, Genesis introduces the idea of blessing all nations. He is not just a patriarch, but a friend of God and a model of obedience. Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph continue this journey, each facing trials and tests. The covenant grows, not in comfort, but through challenge and perseverance. Genesis shows us that God's plans unfold through flawed but faithful people. Joseph and God's sovereignty. Joseph's story closes Genesis, showing how God works through pain and betrayal. Favored by his father, hated by his brothers, Joseph is sold into slavery. He rises in Egypt, falls again through false accusations, and ends up in prison. Yet even in the darkest pit, God's presence never leaves him. Joseph interprets dreams, rises to power, and prepares Egypt for famine. When his brothers come seeking food, he faces them not with revenge, but with grace. God meant it for good, he tells them. Words born of deep wisdom and healing. Genesis ends with reconciliation, forgiveness, and the fulfillment of God's promises. The family of Israel is preserved, even in a foreign land, because God is in control. Every twist and turn in Joseph's life reveals a larger divine narrative at work. From creation to covenant, from fall to restoration, Genesis lays the foundation. It's not just the first book, it's the story behind every story that follows. And so, the book of Genesis draws its curtain, but the story is just beginning. It reminds us where we came from, why we fall, and how God still reaches out. From creation to covenant, it's a journey of faith, failure, and redemption. Genesis is not just history, it's a mirror of the human heart. And through it all, God's promise remains, faithful, present, and unchanging.